So, welcome to the reaction and breakdown of the Nintendo thing, the Nintendo Direct for 2022. That's the word. Basically, I have some mixed opinions on this, and I'll have this playing in the background as it goes, and I may skip ahead and fast forward on it. Just so you know, I will leave a link in the description for the full Nintendo Direct down in the description, so you can check that out. But overall, I feel angry and frustrated over certain things, but it's not like I'm mad at Nintendo. It's just I'm angry because of frustration, because I love Nintendo just like I love my PlayStation and my Xbox, but Nintendo have always danced to the rhythm of their own drum, and it shows in everything that they do. Like, we know that Dynasty Warriors style games run like absolute ass on the Switch, but here we have the Fire Emblem series becoming a new installment in the Warriors series. And don't get me wrong, if you're a Fire Emblem fan, that's great. This one ties into the last one that they did, which was the Three Houses, and you'll have the same characters and you'll meet those, but it's in the Dynasty Warriors style. And as we know from Hyrule Warriors, the FPS on the console dropped to sub 30s on that, so there is no secret sauce that is going to fix that on this. I feel that they needed to not make this, in my opinion, on the Switch. They needed to do it on their next console, but as they've stated in press releases, it is going to be a while before we see that, because they say the Switch is only halfway through its life cycle. But out of the gate, the Switch was already running on hardware that was already out of date with the Tegra 1 chip that it's running on. So either A, Nintendo need to make like a Switch Pro, or a new Switch HD with a new chip on it, a new SoC, to make it more powerful, so it will run existing and future titles at higher frame rates, because the frame rates just tank in certain games, and that's not good. Resolution is irrelevant. 1080p or 4K, whatever. Frame rate is king. You need at least 60 FPS nowadays, and that's my opinion. And if you don't have that, it's gonna suffer. This is something that looks interesting, but it's something I might not buy, because I just think it'd probably be something I would probably play for my own enjoyment. So this one is Advance Wars. They showed this off last year, and this is just more information regarding it. So what I will do is I will probably skip through this to the next one. So here you go. We have the what's it called game? No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is originally a PlayStation game. It's now an Xbox game. It's on PC, I think, and it's finally come to the Nintendo Switch, and it runs natively off the console. How they've done that, I have no idea, because even with the PlayStation 4 Pro, this did chug a bit. But that's interesting, the fact that they've done it and they've been able to do it. I would be curious to see what they've had to compromise to be able to do this. So I think that they've got something that could be interesting for those No Man's Sky fans here. I'm personally not a fan of this game. It's too open world and nothing to keep me on the rails. It's something I would struggle with because of my disability. So I'll move forward onto this one. This one's cool. This one's coming out soon. And the next one is something that interested me, but I was like, I'm not a football fan, but I like Mario. This is Mario Strikers, which basically makes me think of the Shinobi Strikers game, like Boruto, because the characters have special moves and stuff like that. It's 4-player aside, and you could do a total of 8-player online. I think that's pretty interesting. I feel like it does offer a couple of unique things for 4-a-side football, and I feel that they have a good opportunity to make this game do well. It is a niche that I'm not into, but I feel that it could do quite well, and it's going to be interesting to see how this is taken. I may pick it up if say I was sent a copy of it, but it's not something I personally would spend my money on, because it's definitely not my cup of tea usually, because I'm not a football fan. So, or soccer as the Americans call it. And I feel that is something interesting. Overall, I think that at this point I was like, I don't know how I feel about the announcement so far. And that this comes out in June 10th. So that's pretty interesting. And then the next thing they show off is the Splatoon 3 expansion thing. I don't know what you'd call it. It doesn't look like the full Splatoon 3 that they showed off at the announcement trailer, but it looks like the best way to describe this would be Call of Duty / Battle Royale Splatoon, you know, because it does seem a little bit Call of Duty-ish, you know. That's just my opinion, but I don't feel like this is the full outing for Splatoon 3, because Splatoon 3 hinted at it was more of an open world kind of game and had more to offer. So I feel that this might not actually be the big entry to Splatoon 3 that we're going to be seeing soon. So I'd love to see what they actually have for the rest of this franchise, because whilst I've never really played it, I think that this does offer something, you know. It has something to bring to the market that could be interesting, and I like to watch my friends play this, and it seems interesting. So then they announced this. It's called Salmon Run Next Wave Splatoon 3. It doesn't seem like it's the full Splatoon 3 to me. It's their co-op mode, but it's like, it's more like a tidbit of the game, you know. So I would like to see what's going on with this a bit more. I'm curious, but I want to know more. It's gonna be out later this year, and then what we get is announcements for ports. It's just port. Now that's what the Nintendo device is good for. It gives you some good ports that you can play on the go, and some of these are pretty interesting. This is Tactical Front 1, and they said that this one's coming out soon, and then you've got Tactical Front 2. I was like, that's cool. I'm not really a fan of Tactical Front. It was like fun to pick up and play. And then this one actually really surprised me. Disney Speedstorm. I know it's made by Gamersloft, who are a mobile game creator, so I'm kind of on the fence, but it's free to play, so I definitely probably will be downloading it, and I'd like to see which characters you can be, and that'd be interesting. And there is a lot more that's coming. You got, again, but that's a port to me. And then this is one that really had me interested. I like Star Wars, but again, it's another port. I've already played this game when it first came out, and it's a 360 game, and I feel like it'd be fun to see how they've kind of like tweaked it, because this isn't how it played on the original. Not all of this is how it played. and I remember the original version. It's the Wii version that they've done. So it's another port, and I'm like, And this comes out April 20th. I'd like to see what they do. And then again, we've got more and more. We've got Ezio. We've got the Ezio collection that's coming. So we've got some Assassin's Creed coming. And it'll be interesting to see how they do that. So that'd be cool. One of those. And then we've got this one. Oh, sorry, I kind of went past it. This is Gundam Battle Alliance. It makes me feel like it's just trying to cash in. I don't really have much interest in the Gundam series, but I do like the little figures that they do. I think they're really cool. I do like the battle scenes. They're fun to watch, but I've never really been into the games, so that one didn't really get me. And this one had me curious. Live Chrono Cross. I love Chrono Cross. I love Chrono Trigger. Love Square Enix. Big fan. I'm Square Enix influencer partner thing, whatever you want to call it. And I love it. The fact that we're getting this on the Switch, definitely want to play this one. Even if it's not Chrono Trigger, still want to play it. Love Chrono Cross. And this one was one that got me really hyped up. And this comes out soon. So April 7th. My wallet is going to be hurting. Thank you very much, developers. So that's interesting. And this is the Kirby one. Okay, so Kirby comes out this coming month. March we have this, and it looks really, really cool. I think it's really, really interesting. And this is one of the new features that they've added. It's full mouth mode. Basically, Kirby can gobble up certain like tools or vehicles and stuff like that, and can take on the attributes of it. And I like that. I think that's an interesting thing. I can see the inspiration and things that they've taken from the Mario Odyssey engine and stuff that they've used from that. And I really can't wait to play this. I will be streaming this on the channel when it comes out. It looks really, really good. I feel like they've done some really good stuff to upgrade the game and to bring something more to the franchise. As you can see, this launches March 25th. Gonna be playing the crap out of that one. And then MLB. I'm not a baseball fan, so I wasn't really interested in this one. And then more ports. We get Kingdom Hearts. I've got Kingdom Hearts on my PlayStation. I've got it on my Xbox. Not really wanting to play this on the Switch because it's cloud, so it's dependent upon an internet connection. This one surprised me. This is Klonoa. Klonoa was a PlayStation game, and I remember it. Klonoa 1 and 2 have been remastered for the Switch, and these come out July 8th. Very interested in those. And then we're getting Portal on the Switch. I completely glossed over this one. I've never really been like, oh, it's Portal, that's great. So this one interested me. This is the Live Alive. It's a JRPG game, and it looks really, really interesting in the fact that it's an old game that didn't really get a lot of like press, and it didn't, from my memory, is it didn't do as well as it could have, but it is a very interesting game, and I feel like it has a lot to offer. So I definitely will be keeping my eye on this one, and I definitely do want to play it. So I remember having a cartridge of this for the for my emulator thing, that where you'd stick the import cartridge in the top, you'd stick the translator cartridge in the back, and it would translate whatever was said to a different language. And I remember it worked okay for some games. This one, it didn't work too great, but it was all right. And I remember playing it, and it was actually quite a lot of fun. So I really will check this one out, and I think this one could be very interesting to play. So that would be interesting. That does have a lot of options to me, I think. And then there's this. This one I was like, really Nintendo. It's basically Wii Sports 2 for the Switch. I mean, this is going to be great for streamers and everything like that, but I don't think this is something that I'd enjoy. So that one I completely glossed over, and they kind of focused on this quite a bit, and then they showed off lots of ports. I wasn't really looking forward to it. This is that INTEGRUM game. A lot of fun. I've played it. It's a lot of fun. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think rhythm games really have a lot to offer anymore. So, and that kind of puts me off. In paid in-game subscription service. But this game is something that I have my eye on. This is the creators of the Octopath Traveler. I really want to play this triangle strategy. This looks really good. And then that one looks good. And then they've announced some cool things, like they've got Cuphead coming. You've got Cuphead with new stuff, which is pretty cool. They've got some good stuff coming in. You got Lady Chalice coming in, which is going to be interesting. And then they've got an update for Metroid Dread. I haven't played it. I've watched my friends play it. I wasn't really like invested in it. I really want Metroid Prime, but we don't get to see this on this Nintendo Direct. We'll have to wait till more E3 stuff. And then this one really got me. I was like, oh, I remember playing this. This is cool. But this is something I'd probably play for myself. This is something I'd probably just sit back and enjoy and play for myself. Earthbound and Earthbound Beginning for the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, coming back to the online consoles for the Switch Online. This is cool. I think this is a really good one that they've brought this back, and if we want them to bring back more cool stuff like this, we'd have to get them to pay attention and give us more stuff like this. So that's cool. That's available now. As of recording this, it's been out for a couple of hours, and that's really cool. It's available now on your Nintendo Switch Online stuff for free. And then we see ports after ports, and that's pretty much it. The biggest thing that they show off is like loads of ports, loads of them. Zombie Army Trilogy, Kimetsu no Yaiba. You see GetsuFumaDen, the Undying Moon. This looks cool, like a Dark Soulsy kind of game. It's pretty cool. The art style is really nice. Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer, for those who don't know. I've already played this. Got a review of this on the channel if you haven't checked it out. There will be a link up in the top right hand corner. Take you to that if you want to check that out. This one looks interesting. Lego Brawl. It's basically Lego Smash. For those who are into Smash Brothers and like Brawlhalla, that's something for you. 2 Point Campus, SEGA game. It probably won't run as good as it would do on your PC or your Xbox or your PlayStation, but you can play it on the go. You can play it on the toilet or wherever you want to go. So that's be cool. And then this is the big one that they show off. This one is this is very contentious. This is a big source of contention for me. They show off the Mario Kart, and it's not Mario Kart 9, it's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and they announce 48 DLC courses through a racer pass, basically like a booster course pass. And this basically gives you all these new tracks from all these games. You'll see all these games like the best tracks remastered into all these games across these 6 waves. That'll be ending in 2023, and we'll have lots of new stuff to play on Mario Kart, and that's cool. I don't think that that's a bad thing, but this is my biggest contention. $25 for a season pass of 48 courses when there's no information about Mario Kart 9. Either tell us that you're not making it for the Switch, or say you're going to be doing it for the next console. That's all I want to know. you know, and that bugs me. And the fact that they've thrown it into the expansion pack at no extra cost is pretty cool for those who have already upgraded to it. I haven't. I don't think it's worth it because I already have Sega Genesis stuff. I could just buy the DLC for Animal Crossing and the Nintendo 64 games. I don't really want to play those emulated on there. Apparently they're really bad. And this is something that I was looking forward to. I was optimistic about this one. I've played some of these games and I haven't played all of them, but this one is interesting. This is basically Xenoblade Chronicles. They show off some really cool stuff. They just do cinematic stuff, and this is coming out later this year. This is Xenoblade 3. I'm skipping through it because I don't want to get DMCA'd, but this is me reacting to it, and I feel like this is really cool. September 2022, and that's awesome. So I feel like this is it. But basically, Nintendo kind of got us on that one. They basically showed us some interesting tidbits, but they didn't show us Breath of the Wild 2. They didn't show us Metroid Prime, no Bayonetta 3, and they didn't show us Mario Kart 9 or anything from the new Mario Odyssey game apparently that we're getting. Apparently we're getting a second installment in that. I don't know if that rumor is true, but if we are getting these games, any information about that would be cool. Hell, even more information about the Mario movie would have been cool. But we don't get to see any of that. We have to wait until June for the next thing, and that sucks, and it makes me sad. But overall, was I happy with this Nintendo Direct? It was okay. It wasn't great. It had some cool stuff. That's just my opinion. If you guys have a difference of opinion, sound off in the comments. Let me know. If you have a difference of opinion to what I thought about it, let's just have a conversation about it, and I'd love to know what you guys think. Again, there will be a link to this in the description. There will also be a link to the review I've done of Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer, and you'll be able to find that as well. Up in the top part, there'll be a little thing for that earlier on. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out the video. I will see you in the next one. Be safe, be well, have fun gaming. Take care. Bye, guys.